But at the same time, how many years later are we now?
That was 12 days after I turned 18. I turned 27 in 2 weeks.
So when it first happened, what happened to you? Because this was your first actual offense, right?
Yeah. I had one previous juvenile offense. It was a citation. So
Speak up a little bit, buddy. I got
yeah.
the one mic.
Through a course of events that resulted in all that and the destruction of the graveyard and stuff, they over the course of 2 months, the state police formed a case against me with actually no evidence and hit me with 7 counts of a felony 1, 3 counts of a felony 3, 54 counts of a misdemeanor 1, and 2 other summary offenses. Carried a maximum of 457 years. And like at the age of 18, my first time going to jail, and then like going to court before that, and then to tell me that number, and then say that my bail is $100,000. I didn't know what any of that meant. I just knew that my family doesn't have $100,000, and 457 years is longer than I'll ever live.
Yeah.
So like,
now did you have? Now obviously I know you, but the people that are watching, not everybody knows you. So obviously your family doesn't have money to get an amazing lawyer and everything like that. You're from a small county, from Perry County, Pennsylvania. So what happened when it came to legal aid for you? What type of legal aid did you get?
I actually had up till I was 18 about $5,800 in the bank through bonds and stuff for college, and my mom actually liquidated that for a retainer fee. And then my first 6 months, because I couldn't get bail, I had 2 bail modification hearings till they dropped it to $10,000. I paid 7%. So over the course of 6 months, my entire college account was gone. All my bonds, everything that was aside, just to get me out of jail. And then, excuse me, a year and a half later, when I finally made it to trial, before I even went to actually have my trial, like literally 5 minutes before trial, they offered me 5 years probation on a felony 3. And I hadn't been back in jail since that. All I knew was, like, if I don't take this, I'm in trial, I lose, I'm going to jail forever.
So what did your lawyer or legal representative, whoever you had at the time, what did they tell you? Was this a good deal? Was not a good deal? Was it something that you should take?
That was the thing. He didn't. As much money as I gave him, he never really gave me one side either. He just looked at me and said, if you want to take it, I understand. If you don't, I'll fight for you. And I think, like I can fight for you. It really was not that confident. And I looked at, there was no evidence. There was no concrete evidence. I could have beat that. But being 19 years old and having a daughter at the time that was 2, like, I didn't want to go back to jail, especially not for like 7 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what really killed me. Like, cause as soon as I walked out of the courthouse, I was like, man, like, I just paid $6,000 for someone to just reschedule all of my court dates because of personal reasons he had, and then go to trial and be like, I don't know, man, do what you want.
Now, probation, 5 years on probation might seem like a good deal. If someone were to hear that, the first thing they were going to hear is, okay, well, he didn't go to jail. You didn't have to go to jail. You got out of going to jail.
That was my fault.
Now, what they got to really understand is how many court fees and fines and how much money did you have to owe the government or the state or whoever these people, the victims. Let me not say whoever, the victims. How much did you owe overall to the victims and to the courts?
When I signed the paperwork right after taking the plea for probation, like 5 minutes later, it was $120,000 in court costs, restitution, and everything goes along with that, like the tax and stuff they tack onto it.
Now, see, this is one of the big problems for me that always pops up, because when you're 19, $120,000. Now, don't get me wrong; these people deserve they deserve to get something to fix what they've had taken and broken and everything. Like reparations. Thank you. But at the same time, a 19-year-old with a poor family that doesn't have any money is not going to be able to magically make $150,000 almost appear within any amount of years. Like you can say that to anyone. Look at the people that go to college and some of them don't even have that much, and it takes 20 years to work off. Some people have way more. It takes their entire life to work off. Some people never pay their college debts off. How are they really expecting someone that they're about to put all of these charges on to be able to get any type of job to pay that off in that time period? And that's where the loop comes in. Because now at the end of your 5 years, well, before we even get there, so what happened though? Will you get into your probation?
All right, so you go downstairs, they take pictures of you, they'll tell you you're going to report, like you take a urine test, you're going to report this time this month, and you get a job, steady income. I had a job at the time, and like when I came in, I didn't realize that like if I'm coming in without money, that's a reason for them 2 or 3 months to put me back in jail. So if I don't have a job, like had I lost my job or didn't have a job at the time, I go to jail simply because the economy wouldn't give me a job for being a felon. If I go in there, late or for any reason I can't get there and he feels like it's me dipping him, I can go to jail for that. And it was weird for me because I went from being on bail where I was just like, all right, I have to go to court on this day, to being like, all right, this man can show up wherever I'm at any time and tell me that, like, I have to pee in this cup, may go to jail. Or, like, he shows up, like, you owe money, you're going to jail. And it's happened before. I've gone in for 12 days. They were like, I'm behind on payments. They would put me in the first year and they send me home. I've lost jobs because they would lock me up for a week and a half at a time just to take me to court and tell me what I already know.